Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 32nd Annual Christmas Classic. We're at the Severna Park Racquetball and Fitness Club. My name's Sam Schultz. For the LPRT crew, we are TJ Bomb, the commissioner, Jay Josie, the broadcast director, and in the booth, we have a very special guest. We have the Maryland Racquetball Hall of Famer, Troy Wargon. Troy, how you doing today?
Man, I'm doing great, man. Too gracious, honestly. Shout out Maryland, shout out DC, shout out Virginia, and shout out to Val Rogalino. You know, I miss you, my guy, and I hope everything's well. Thank you for having me in the booth, though, Sam.
Absolutely, Troy, absolutely. We're happy to have you here. We got a great match on our hands. Team USA, Team Argentina. What are some of your predictions, keys to victories for both teams here?
I know who the favorite is, but if Michelle and Erica can keep the pressure on, I think this is going to be a tight tiebreaker, honestly. But it just depends on them and what approach they have towards the game. What you think, Sam?
Yeah, you know, I think Erica showed a lot of grit in her singles earlier, this being her first tournament back since her injury. Michelle, a little bit under the weather, going through a little bit of a flu season. As far as we're aware, the team Argentina is fully healthy, and obviously the favorites in this, but you know, the U.S., they've overcome bigger odds before, and I think, like you said, if they keep the pressure on, communicate with each other, it's going to be a tight match, and it's anyone's ball game.
That's a fact. And I just love the intensity of doubles, man. The pace is always high pace. Everybody's intense. The bodies are close, so when they're swinging, it's like it's beautiful racquetball. Like, I love doubles ever since I was the youngest.
Yeah, I'm a big sucker for doubles myself. You know, it's like a well-orchestrated dance in there when you get four people in a dance in the court.
That's a fact.
Looks like Vargas wanted encroachment on that one. Yeah.
It was close, but if you don't know the call immediately, it's tough. Like, can't guess when you reffing the pros.
Yeah, Frederic Lambert, our arbitro principal, the referee in charge. And she's a very seasoned player. The replay is going to be the call on that one. Natalia not happy with that.
That's a great call.
I agree with that call. Good call. Michelle had cleared all the way to the wall, and you're only given straight in and cross court, not necessarily down the line.
And as she killed it, ball don't lie. It's a great shot. Oh, now Murray said, "You stand corrected." I love it.
We'll have one more broadcasted match for you this evening. It will be our 7 o'clock match. It will be Brenda Laime, Montse Mejia, Jessica Perea and Frederic Lambert. The Mexican and Colombia, the favorites in that one, as they're the 1 seed. But anything can happen. We saw Perea and Lambert win earlier today in 2.
Oh, okay. What's your predictions for the other match?
Other match, I see Laime and Mejia in 2. This one, I think, could be our first potential tiebreaker of the evening. This, the round of 16s here tonight. We'll get the quarterfinals for doubles. Or, excuse me, this is the quarterfinals. We'll get the semifinals for doubles tomorrow.
I really like that team of Mejia and PT, Laime, as I should say, saying a nickname, but I really like that team because not only are they fierce, they have their own style of play and swag. It's beautiful racquetball to watch, and they both really good doubles players, so it just amplifies it.
Yeah, they complement each other well, kind of the same way Key and Manilla complement each other.
I definitely agree. Key and Manilla they have pedigree. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they have that championship DNA in them.
Yes. they're winners. Just call it what it is. They're winners.
They are. And Erica, that little bit more athletic, the gettability of Erica Manilla complements the shot selection and shot making of Key.
That's a fact.
You know, but that's not to discount Team Argentina. They're winners in their own right on the international stage.
Definitely. Ooh, that was a cockroach killer. If that cockroach was in the corner, it was dead. Cockroach killer. Oh, man.
Heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Troy Wargon, cockroach killer.
Hey.
Squashing the bug.
As Ruben Gonzalez used to say, on the dime.
Yeah, this doubles match doesn't look like we're going anywhere quick. It's 3-3 all knotted up early on in game one.
It makes sense. They still like feeling each other out, seeing what works, what doesn't, finding the other team's strengths and weaknesses while still conserving their strengths. It's a chess match right now. And I can see Michelle hyping everything. And, oh, I love the intensity. It's got me wanting to come out my seat.
Yeah, it's great. We saw in the Erica Manilla and the Maria Jose Vargas match, really the crowd got behind Erica Manilla, yourself included, and we had one specific fan, not going to mention names, but one specific fan who was high on Vargas. Looks like it's the same here. One or two fans high on Team Argentina, the rest of the crowd rallying around Team USA. Does that have any effect when you're playing, Troy, the crowd factoring into the energy that you feel on the court?
So I can only really speak for myself, but if the crowd is against me, I have that chip on my shoulder, underdog feeling, and it makes me go even harder. And eventually I'll win the crowd over. But if it's like an even, let's say half the crowd's cheering for me, the other half's cheering for the other team, it's really a battle. Like, you find yourself talking trash to the other team, and it gets even more intense. And it's amazing racquetball. I love both sides of it, both aspects of it. The competitive spirit, the adrenaline, the drama, everything is just amazing. And I love that the ref is just letting them play for the most part.
Yeah, they're just banging it out. I think that was a good get right there, personally.
Most definitely.
You know, and the best thing, I think, is just getting the crowd into it, whether they're for you, whether they're against you.
That's a fact.
I think we have a tendency in racquetball to try to be like tennis. We're just quiet, we're reserved. I like it when they get into it, get loud, cheer for good shots. You know, don't put anyone down, but cheer for good shots. Cheer for the players that you want to see win.
For sure. I mean, booze is healthy too, you know. Unless you know people are watching, you know.
So a little background history on these two teams. These two exact teams have met 5 times on tour.
Oh, what's the matchup? Like, what's the record?
So we got Mendez and Vargas coming out ahead of 4-1 over Manilla and Key. Does that play into your psyche at all when you're going into a match, Troy? You know, if you know you have a history with a team and they've been dominant over you or you're dominant over them?
I'm not the best example because I am so confident I'm delusional. Like, even if I lose, that was last time. Like, what you going to do today, you know? And it's kind of sick in a sense, but at the same time, that's what made me great at my period of time when I did play. I forget the next play. I could skip 10 in a row. I'm going to roll the 11th. That's my mindset, and it's a Mamba mentality in a sense, a Kobe mindset, Michael Jordan. Like, that's what makes them great. You can't think about what happened in the past. You have to be in the present. You have to be in the moment with each play, you know, and I love it. Like, you see Manilla and Key are playing really well. Not making many mistakes. They're sticking to what they know, and it's racquetball is a game of momentum. As long as you keep the pressure on and focus on your strengths, who's really beating you? Especially in doubles, you only got to cover half the court.
Yeah, and as the teams take a timeout, we'll take one, too. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back here in 1 minute in the LPRT network. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. As we see on the court before us, Manilla and Key on a run, up 10-4. Troy, I know you were cheering for Erica Manilla last match, and I don't know if you know this stat or not, but she was up 3-0 in game one, ended up letting Vargas go on a 15-1 run, and then up 8-0 in game two, letting Vargas come back 15-0. You know, like we were saying, racquetball, a game of runs, a game of momentum. You know, no one's ever out of it. We see Team Argentina getting back in it here. How do you manage those emotions, that momentum, those runs? How can you best stop it? How can you keep it going? What's your thoughts on that?
You got to do what you can and realize that sometimes your opponent might just be on fire. Your job is to contain that fire. You know what I'm saying? You might not be able to put it out, but you can contain it. You know what I'm saying? You might not be able to fully extinguish it, but you can create your own fire, you know, and burst out of it. But you can't give up on yourself. You got to believe in what you're doing is the right thing in that particular moment, and you just got to keep chucking. Everybody's a pro, so everybody is capable of giving somebody a donut. You never know. But as, let's say, a person goes up 14-0, you're capable of scoring 15 straight just as well. So, like, you have to keep that in mind. Like, every point matters. Every point.
Who's the young man that's the head cheerleader down there?
Right now on that run is Vargas and Mendez. They've scored 2 in a row here.
Yeah, man.
And now 3 in a row for Vargas and Mendez. They're starting to burst out of the fire that Manilla and Key had, just like we were saying.
And if you look at the body language, you see how shoulders are starting to slump. They're like, man, we had this lead. You got to forget about all of that, Sam. You got to worry about that point that's in front of you. You can't think about none of that. It doesn't matter. What's in the past is the past. You know, you got to be in the present as much as you can. That's a great shot.
Amazing shot right there. Now, as much as I love doubles, Troy, I got to ask you, because I see Michelle Key right here just drive serving the backhand of Mendez. You know, my philosophy is it's doubles. They're going to get a return or serve pretty much no matter what. It's really hard to score an ace. You know, why don't you just throw up a good lob, force them to go to the ceiling?
It's not about that. It's about opportunities. If I hit this drive serve, yes, you're going to get it, But if you're giving me the setup I want every time and you just happen to roll one, I'm going to keep abusing that serve. Why would I go from something different if I got 9 setups out of 10 serves? Think about it. Whether it's a lob, a Z, or a drive serve, if you're getting 9 setups out of it, you got to look at the opportunities. Forget the result, because you might have skipped a free setup, but you're going to go away from that serve? That doesn't make sense. It doesn't. So you just got to keep abusing what's working. You got to look at opportunities in doubles. Everybody's going to get everything. But what is actually working? What is making them hit a ceiling ball? What is making them hit a wild Z ball that comes off the back wall? You got to think about that. So I like the drive serves he's hitting because Natalia's not killing it. And they're in rallies. They're playing their match. They're playing their game. They're sticking to their strengths. You know, so like, it's like unless you hit that drive serve 5 times and they roll it 4 times, you keep hitting that serve. I'm sorry, like, that's the only way I'm stepping away from a serve. Like in doubles, if I play the right side, I'm gonna hit a wallpaper lob. If I play the backhand, I'm gonna do a junk medium lob and mix it up with a Z serve Rocky Carson to the backhand.
Yeah, just changing that height, speed, and angle. Doesn't have to be hard.
Exactly.
Just changing that height, speed, and angle.
But that's what works for me, but that's my strength. So whatever your strength is, you stick to it and look at the percentages of it. That's it.
Yeah, and we saw Erica in her singles, you know, trying to stick to that strength, that drive serve that she likes to hit. You know, it was short, and she was trying to make the adjustment with her toss, with her racket placement, you know, trusting her stuff. And right now we see Mendez and Vargas in the court. We'll go to our outside camera. We see Manilla being helped, coached by her mom, and Michelle Key with Reese in her corner. They took a timeout, up 14-7. You know, not a common strategy. What do you think about that strategy?
It might be a little breather. It might be regather themselves, you know, recompose themselves.
Yeah, plus if you have 2, you only need to score 1 more. You know, what's the harm in taking one there if you want to strategize about it?
Because they get 2 timeouts per game, right?
They do get 2 timeouts per game.
Like, whether it's getting hot, that can benefit, you know? Like, why would not, even if it's like, all right, that rally was a little too much, let me get a breather real quick so I can be at my best the rest of the game. Like, look at that shot. They recomposed themselves, they got themselves together, kill, easy.
And even though that serve hit her partner, you know, I like her going for it, trying to hit the serve that she's comfortable with hitting, hitting that wrap to get Erica moving.
So I see Natalia and Maria still trying to figure out what really works against them, and they just can't find it. Yeah, they get points here and there, but they're trying to find consistency of a run if they can, you know? And Michelle and Erica are just taking it to them. They haven't relented at all.
Yeah, and I don't think they will. You know, knowing those 2, it's going to be foot on the gas pedal all the time.
Great sportsmanship by Michelle, calling a skip on herself.
I gave it to Jay to do this match, and then he got up and walked.
Hey, shot, and that's game 1.
Game 1 in the books. Manilla and Key 15-7 over Vargas and Mendez. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back in 2 minutes for the LPR team. My name's Sam Schultz, joined by Troy Wargon.
I'm Carla Munoz and I play with passion.
I play to be a role model for the kids.
I play for the adrenaline.
I play for the love of the game.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Sam Schultz, joined by Troy Wargon. We are in Game 2, Manilla and Key serving. Troy, what adjustments do you think that the Argentinians have to make, Vargas and Mendez, in order to take this to a tiebreaker?
They play too defensively. They got to find a way to become the shooters instead of the retrievers. And you see that Michelle and Erica are not playing any games with them. They're hitting their serve. They're shooting everything. They only go to the ceiling if they got to reach for the ball. But even then, they're still trying to find a way to create an offensive opportunity, you know? So that's the difference. That's definitely a replay.
And that's the call by the official. I like that call. I'm in agreement.
And it's like Erica's smart by hitting that Z serve because it's almost impossible to cut it off. Great get. Great get. And even when they play defense, they look aggressive. Like, it's the weirdest thing. Like, they just get back to shooting. They're doing great putting pressure on them. Ball. What ball they use now? Black?
Purple.
Purple?
Purple.
Oh, my favorite.
LPRT is sponsored by the Head Pen Purple Ball. That's the official ball of the LPRT. Our presenting sponsor is AGE Solutions.
The best ball ever.
I was sponsored by Head for years. I'd agree with you then, and even now when I'm not, I can still agree that that purple ball is widely regarded, and including me and you, regarded as the best ball ever.
It's nothing like it. Man, they are just a perfect doubles team. They don't really play side by side. It's like they mirror each other as they move, and they could just cover each other perfect. especially with like wide angles, pinches, and everything. Like, look at that. Like, oh, that's safety. That's just safe. Oh,
Avoidable's
no.
the call.
Yuck. Oh, my goodness. Oh, Lord. No way. No way. Hey. No way. I'm sorry. That was the fan of me talking. That was the fan of me. I thought that was going to be a safety.
Yeah, and if you see when Vargas and Mendez play doubles, you know, a lot of times, right here they're split, but a lot of times they end up in center court together. That's not a great place to be.
This is a hard matchup for them because it's like, it's not that they're not playing well. It's just Michelle and Erica hit the ground running, you know? It's like they came out the gates putting pressure on them. And that's very hard, you know, to challenge.
Yeah, you know, a lot of times in doubles and in singles, you want to be able to ease your way into the match, have that feeling out process. Someone comes out shooting lights out. A lot of times that's a rude awakening. We see right here a very unconditional switch from Team Argentina. You know, the backhand of Mendez is normally a very lethal weapon, but now they're switching her to that forehand side, putting Vargas on the back.
Now they have them second-guessing themselves of what they should do. They had a plan going in there, but your plan changes when you get hit in the mouth in a sense. Like, it's figure of speech, of course. Like, but, you know, they're just not stopping. They're shooting everything, and it's beautiful. And getting everything. Like, the more gets they get, the other team thinks, I got to roll the ball out now.
Chris.
Yeah, and that time jamming Vargas on that
Beautiful serve.
Yeah, great serve. And Vargas, you know, that shot right there in the middle that she failed to put away, you know, in singles, she was rolling it.
Sam, those are those tasty setups that when you skip, you're just like, oh, Lord. Oh, man. Oh, that was close. That's a great serve. I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
Down the middle, you know, it forces communication between the two partners. You know, they've been playing long enough where they shouldn't necessarily have to talk, but it just, that split second of indecisiveness.
You remember Maria and Natalia switched, so in Michelle's head, she's probably like, oh, she don't trust her forehand. Let me throw it to the middle because she's going to take the forehand because it's in the middle. So that's actually smart racquetball. That's a veteran move.
Yeah, a very veteran move by Michelle Key. You know, they were trying to either hide Natalia's backhand, which I really don't think is the case, or hide Vargas's forehand, which normally wouldn't be the case either, but something you don't have to hide, Erica Manilla's forehand.
Did
right
you
there.
see that one hop?
That was a beautiful short hop rollout.
That was a missile. What? I thought she worked for NASA for a second. Oh, man, Rocket.
That was a good pickup by Mendez, but another one off the racket of Manilla. We'll see a quick replay of that one right there.
We got to do the replay, Sam. Did you see that?
That
because I didn't.
Missile.
It was too fast. She has literally caught fire, Sam. She's caught fire.
Caught fire, she has.
Great timeout.
Yeah, great timeout by Team Argentina. We'll take one, too. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back here 1 minute, the LPRT Live.
The National Masters Racquetball Association. We are the world's premier adult racquetball organization for racket warriors 40 years of age.
The mission of FSU Coach is to prepare and equip the next generation of coaches and sports professionals with best practices and current research to enable them to pursue excellence. We have 2 academic programs, the online graduate certificate, which is 4 classes, and also a 10-class master's in athletic coaching. Our graduate certificate and master's program can be started at any time, either the summer, fall, or spring. All of our classes have the word coach or coaching in them, and they're taught by coaches for coaches.
The types of classes that we offer focus on the athlete as a whole person. We focus on the theory and practice, the research, the helping skills, even some of the mental performance behind, what it goes into being an athlete.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's Sam Schultz, joined by our special guest and Maryland Hall of Famer Troy Wargon. In the box, Michelle Key and Erica Manilla. They lead 7-0 over the team representing Argentina. When you're getting shots like that, Troy, how do you stop them? How do you slow them down?
It's hard, man. It's like you have to take more risks now. Like, you just have to switch the momentum as best as you can, and it's really tough. They're clicking on all cylinders right now. It's just, they're playing amazing racquetball, man. Like, you can't discredit them. Like, they're playing amazing. Oh, wait. Whew, that's a tough one. You think replay?
My call would have been a replay, even though that
It's
ball
close. Yeah, that's close.
It's very close.
You thought it was a wide angle, right?
Thought it was a wide angle.
I'm not mad at that call, honestly. Like I like to say, ball don't lie.
Yeah, it all works out in the end. Didn't seem like the players were too mad at it either.
Honestly. That's a 50-50 one. I like to call.
Natalia, when she's got that backhand little slice serve working, it's deadly. When she doesn't,
Definitely
it's
is.
a setup.
It definitely is. It's a risk, but I'm not mad at her taking it because they gotta do something different they haven't seen.
Right now, they have to take risks.
Yes. That's a beautiful shot. It's a beautiful shot. Like, she hit it well and executed.
Yeah, that might be the greatest thing since sliced bread right there.
I know that's right, Sam.
I mean, everything coming off of Key and Manilla's rackets right now is crisp. They're hitting it where they want it. Even their ceiling balls, they're not allowing the team from Argentina to shoot.
That's a great shot by Maria. I could tell she's trying to amp up Natalia because they're like, we have to go now. We have to get the momentum back on our side. Like, it's a great shot by Maria.
Yeah, not only do they have to get the momentum back on their side, but remember, really the captain of this team, Maria Jose Vargas, she just played Erica Manilla, and yes, she won in 2, but she had a 15-1 run and a 15-0 run. That takes a lot of energy out of it.
A lot of energy because it's like you're playing out of body in a sense. Like, you're not really there, but your body's just instinctual. Just ball break. Is that what that was?
That was a ball break. We tossed them an extra one before the match, so they're still good.
Awesome. I'm telling you, they hitting missiles right now.
They are.
I hear the crowd getting hyped. I love it. Oh, wait. How did she miss her?
I don't know how she missed her. It was going to be a point either way.
Hey, that was scary. I'm not going to lie.
That's one of those, as me as the opponent who I know I'm out of position, I'm just going to tell you,
I'll just give it to you.
Don't swing, and here's the ball.
There you go. It looks like that. You see the pep in the step? Like, that's how I know the momentum slightly changed. Now, let's see what Michelle and Erica do, though.
Yeah, and that out-of-body experience you were talking about, Maria Jose Vargas playing last game, it's crazy enough to do that 2 games for a whole match. But to try to stay that hot over the course of, not only one match, but back-to-back matches, but then you got to, take 15 minutes in between off. There's so many variables that go into it.
And also switching from singles to doubles is a different mindset. Like, in doubles, you have to rely on your partner because you want them to be there when the moments count in the match, you know? So you need them to be just as hot as you are. You have to know when to let the ball go instead of taking your normal shot. So it's a different dynamic, you know?
Right, right. And, you know, not only are these athletes, you know, professional athletes at the highest level of racquetball, they're still humans, you know.
Yeah, it's a fact.
In between matches, you know, Maria Jose on her phone checking in with her husband, with her 3 kids back at home. You know, Michelle Key, you know, checking back home with her kids. You know, Erica Manilla, you know, and Natalia Mendez, they're able to dial in a little bit more and truly be here in the moment. You know, does that make a difference, Troy, when you're trying to, you know, almost phone back home to check in on people in between matches? Does that kind of, you know, worry your psyche a little bit and wear it down?
So if I go in the doubles match with my partner, yes, I'm not looking for advice, but if you see something that I can't see, cool, tell me. But that doesn't mean I'll take that information with me. Like, I need me and my partner to be in sync. I need us to communicate. I need us to figure this out together because we're going to war together in a sense, you know? So, like, I use Maurice, for example, because that's my partner. But, like, we got to figure it out in real time. We'll call our timeouts to discuss with each other, like, what do you see as a weakness? What do you see as a strength? What should I abuse? We have to be in sync because I can know what's going on, but if my partner doesn't see it, he might take the setups I want. I might take the setups he wants. We have to know that if it's a wide angle, I might let it go for him so he could destroy a forehand, you know? So the more together you are with your partner, I think the better the results will be, as we see for Michelle and Erica, you know?
Yeah, and both of these teams have been together quite a while from what I can recount. You know, and that's the nice thing about seeing people play doubles all the time. We have, you know, 2 very good friends playing doubles on the other side at the 1 seed, and Montse Mejia and Brenda Lime, and they play some doubles together, but not necessarily on tour. It's normally Mejia and Herrera. You know, so it'll be interesting, you know, during our next match to see how that cohesion works together.
Oh, most definitely. I think they play beautiful racquetball. They are very intelligent, and their styles complement each other.
I 1,000% agree with that, but styles complementing each other, being friends off the court.
Yeah, it helps a lot.
You know, it helps a lot. You know, playing at your local gym together helps a lot.
Chemistry.
Yeah, that chemistry is huge, but when you step into a tournament, it can be a completely different story.
Yes, but if that chemistry is there, that will overcome anything, honestly. Yeah, you might lose, but that doesn't mean you played bad. That could just mean the team might have been better at that particular moment, you know? So that's how I look at it. You know, it's cliche, but you got to believe to succeed.
That's very true. You know, and I think that's why it's very important to find a good doubles partner, you know, either early on in your career or at least if you can't, find one somewhere along the way and stick with them.
That's a fact.
You know, don't bounce around, you know, tournament. Try to find someone that's willing to travel with you, stick with you, you know, through thick and thin and really learn how to play together.
A great doubles team can talk without speaking, you know, like they see you do a certain mannerism and they, oh yeah, this is my setup. He's letting it go. Like it's beautiful, man. It's like dancing, like you said earlier. You know, it's like a beautiful dance.
Yeah, it is a beautiful dance, and shout out to your doubles partner, Maurice Miller.
What's up, boy? I hope all is well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, my local doubles partner back home, unfortunately, he wasn't able to make the trip, but Brendan Anthony, my juniors partner, and Andrew Gleason, couple of
shout out to my man's Andrew. Hope all is well.
So while we're here during this timeout, the players taking a quick break, we'd like to thank some of our sponsors: Frank Hotels, KWM Gutterman, Team Dovetail, FSU Coach, 3 Wall Ball, Jason Young, Frank McCabe, Simmons and Simmons, Sandy Stevens, Delilah Walters, Conrad Maseco, Racquetball Revival, and RCN and Associates. Thank you to all of those that make these LPRT stops and this Maryland Christmas Classics 2024 for the 32nd annual running possible.
Thank y'all so much. We are grateful.
Yeah, without them, this wouldn't be possible. Me and you wouldn't
Seriously.
be sitting here watching this high-level racquetball.
Seriously. We definitely appreciate their contributions and what they do for the sport. Can't do it without y'all. Let's keep it going if we can, you know. Much love to y'all. Much appreciation.
2 back-to-back good lob serves right there by Natalia, and Michelle not able to do too much with it other than go to the ceiling, so maybe see if that's something that Natalia's going to start sticking with.
You see how they moving? When Erica went back for the setup, Michelle's pressing up front like, I got you. I'm taking your spot. Like, they are moving like mirrors. Like, it's like, all right, I'm back here. She up front. You know what I'm saying? Look at them. Look at them. Beautiful racquetball. Like, that's great touch right there.
Yeah, great hands
Great
by
touch.
Mendez in the front of the court.
Put a little bit of spin on it, too.
Something we don't talk a lot about in racquetball, spin.
Yeah, very important.
Great serve by Michelle.
Erica's on another level. Like, that's one thing pros do that an open player might not. An open player might wait for the setup. No, she cut the ball off because she digged it. They're all both in the back and cut the ball and rolled it. That is a veteran move. Like, that's beautiful racquetball. Like,
Yeah, have her opponents out of position.
Exactly.
And capitalize on it. Do something with it.
that's a great shot. Natalia's trying to salvage this game, and I'm loving it. You see that they're picking up energy, and let's see what happens from here. What you call, Sam?
Replay.
Replay?
Replay.
Okay.
What you got there, Troy?
That's tough. I give it a safety. That's safety.
To me, that was more of a screen than a hinder.
Not too mad at that. Oh, wee.
Avoidable is the call.
That's a good call. The reason it's a good call is the ball is not moving fast enough, and both players made contact with the player going to do something offensive, and they're both out of position. I actually like that call. Yes, they weren't set up for it, but it's still an offensive shot that results in the end of the rally, in my opinion. You know, so I actually like that call. It's like sometimes we have to realize the skill level of the players and what they like to do and what's considered an offensive shot for that particular player. Like, a replay might not be the same for you that it is for me because of our speed or what our ability is. You know, like, it differs.
And, you know, that's one thing, you know, personally right there, I'm going to disagree with you. I would have had a replay call, but you bring up a very valid point of, you know, it conforms to each and every player.
It's a fact.
You know, if you go to a local state level tournament and you're playing, you know, 40-plus CPRT, an avoidable in that's going to be very different than the same open level at that same tournament. You see the request right now by Erica Manilla for line judges, so our commissioner doing a great job. TJ Bomba is getting some line judges in place. It looks like it's going to be Stephanie Seinhorst and Jessica Perea.
And it's like you said, these calls can go either way. It's just our opinion on it, you know, and that's okay as long as the ref makes their call and stands by it. That's all that's a great ref. You know, that's my opinion of a great ref.
Yeah, all you can ask in a referee is be consistent.
Be sure.
Yeah, be sure and be consistent. Call what you see, stick to it.
Exactly. Even if you messed up, nobody else needs to know that. Stick to it. Oh, Lord.
You know, a lot of times I'll see state level.
Michelle is on fire. I'm sorry about that.
She is.
Sam.
No, you're good. And a lot of times we'll see at state level tournaments, you know, referees not sticking with their calls.
Yes.
You know, oh, but the crowd said this, you know, I'm going to overturn my own call.
That's irrelevant.
You know, you got to call what you can see. You know, that's what makes a great ref. And, you know, the other thing I'd love to see is the respect given back to them by the players.
That's
however.
a fact.
You know, we can't disrespect the referee. Erica did the right thing. Request line judges. That's within the rules. That's her right. And,
That's a fact.
you know, you can do that at any tournament. It doesn't say you're only allowed to request them if you're playing opens, if you're playing elites.
Most definitely.
And if you have a good tournament director, they're going to grant you those line judges. The referee, no call made yet. And no call is going to be the call. They're going to appeal for a replay.
That's close.
That is extremely close.
Because it's like she did kind of move out of her way to go attack the ball, but at the same time, was it out of reach? Like, you might have to dive to get one of those, but that goes back to what I said. It depends on the type of player that's playing. Like,
right.
Throughout the course of the match, I see how fast you are and what you can get, so that'll determine my call.
And right there, we have the Argentinians in the same spot, once again, clumped up. Key and Manilla kind of keeping their distance. Just so everyone knows at home, it was appealed. It was overturned, so it ended up being a replay.
That's a veteran move. That's a veteran move. That's a point.
Super veteran move.
That's a veteran move.
Erica could have very well came over with the backhand, taken
Exactly.
it, and that's probably what a lot of people would have done. No avoidable was the call. The call was a replay.
Lord.
But I am 99% sure that they will win this appeal if they appeal for an avoidable, if they appeal.
I would. That's a veteran move.
Yep.
You have to give it to her.
Yep, overturn.
You have to give it to her. That's a veteran move.
So that's going to be an avoidable. So for all those of you at home, I know it gets asked at my club a lot. If I have the forehand, you have the backhand, regardless of who it is, we both have a right to that ball. Am I correct in that, Troy?
Exactly.
So even though you could have gotten to it, if I can get to it too, we both have the right to it.
That's match, baby.
It ends up paying off for Erica Manilla, Michelle Key. You have anything for us before we head off air, Troy?
Still love the sport of racquetball. Enjoy the show. It's going to be a lot of great matches. Just expect them to come. Still love all y'all. Hope to see all you soon, honestly.
Yeah, well, we'd like to thank Maryland Hall of Famer Troy Wargon joining us in the booth for this one. We'll be back in about 15 minutes with the number 1 seed Brenda Lime and Montse Mejia taking on the 8 seed Jessica Perea and Frederique Lambert. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back in 15 minutes
Peace,
here
y'all.
on the LPRT Network.